My name is James Williams Jr. This is Come Grab number 2. I want to put this out here for all you young men because I'm watching Crime Watch daily. When a girl devastates you and destroys your reason for breathing, you know, the one thing you don't do is come after her. You have to learn to accept the hand of fate. And I say this because, you know, I've gone through some shit. And I would never have brought harm to my ex like these assholes I'm watching the Comrades Daily who going to set themselves on fire and doing dumb shit. You can't make nobody love you. You have to accept that. You don't have to like it, but you have to accept it. So I'm begging you, young men, and maybe some young women, because I have seen young women in my generation go off about one of my friends that they didn't want anymore. We didn't want them anymore. We have to be trained on how to accept no. Not just men, but women. And it all starts at home with learning how to accept no as an answer. If there's no discipline, then there's a problem. Now, I will say this. As much as the heart wants what the heart wants, and as a person who's rarely used his brain in that situation, until the law made it so, you know, there's a difference between love and obsession. Alright? What I had, still have, is love. And the true thing about love, if you love someone, if you truly love them, you have to let them go. You might not be the one for them, or you might be the one for them, they're just not ready to be loved or right for you. Anyway, you know, I tried to save my relationship with my ex. I tried. God knows I tried. I tried really, really hard. And you know, I'm show you this because before, well, she dumped me before I could give it to her. No, I still have it. You know, I will always love her. I probably will always be in love with her at some point in time or another because we never had a real reason to break up. It just was some shit that just happened with no explanation, and I will never fucking know. Since legally I'm not allowed to speak to her, I'm gonna be honest with y'all about the shit she got me for harassment when all I ever wanted to do was love her. I didn't send her any threatening things or none of that shit. I didn't stand outside of her house and threaten to kill her or any of that dumb shit. You know, all I ever wanted to do was love her and be loved by her. Which goes back to, you can't make anyone love you. So I'm watching Crime Watch daily, and this dude then got his head bashed in, and he then went in the house with gasoline and tried to beat the bitch up and all that other stuff. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to use that word, but that's basically his words. So before the breakup, I had this ring and 2 other rings, which I have no idea what I've done with them, but I had 2 other. I had 3 rings. You know, they're not very expensive. You know, because I've never been a person who's ever had a lot of money, ever. Like me and money are like not friends at any point in life. Money and I have not been friends. Like I found the other 2 rings. Yep. Well, I found one of the other 2 rings. This ring was probably too big for her finger. But that was also because I didn't know her ring size. Now, this ring, I had a ring size. See, there's a note that I left in here. Oh. I know there's a 3rd ring somewhere. Unless it was in here. Matter of fact, I think it was in here because it was the yin yang ring. So I never got the chance to give her these. You know, that one was the most important one. It was the most expensive. You know, and it was that one. And then this one, which was the first one I bought because I didn't know her size. I just wanted to marry the girl really, really bad. Now, that shit never happened. It's never gonna happen. I still have 3 rings. You know. But what I don't have is the idiotness in me to go and try to hunt her down and find her and do stuff. So when I was in court with the judge, the judge asked me, he's like, he read the text. I don't know if he got a copy of the 2 love songs that I sung. And mind you, just like right after I got out of the army, because I had a moment of weakness on her birthday. And it was actually the day before her birthday. And then they arrested me February. What come after February? January, February, March, April, May. They came at me in May. So, February, March. I don't know what months clearly. January, February. So, March, April, May. March, April, May. So, 3 months after the I love you text and the birthday songs and the I love you songs, cops are knocking on my door. Now, arrested does not mean detained. So I wasn't in handcuffs. I had just came home from work, and the cops had came through, and I had just missed them. So I waited all day from work, smelling like crap, to for the cops to come back. So they came back, and me and the lady talked. Me and the officer, we talked. We had a good heart to heart. And she said, "Well, I got to give you this ticket, so you got to go to court for this shit." And she's like, "If you really love her that badly, what the fuck happened?" Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. I have no fucking idea what the fuck happened, which is what I told her. I said, had I known what happened, we wouldn't be in this situation in the first fucking place. Because, when you break up with someone, and if they're mature enough for you to actually sit down and have a fucking conversation with them, things like what's happening on Kind Watch Daily doesn't fucking happen. Now, speaking from my own experience, if I would have had the chance to honestly sit the fuck down and have a chat, like, yo, so what did I do wrong? Or what's going on to the point where you can't tell me what's wrong in our relationship to give me the chance to fix it if it can be fixed? This is how you get into these situations, because communication is everything. I told her my heart and soul, and she just told me what she wanted me to know, which led me to being arrested. Alright? So in that, it was cool. Let me see. One of the songs I wrote was You Made the Right Move at the Wrong Time for Me. Unconditional Love. I wrote but that way before the other song came out. I just don't have the means of producing it, but it's on my YouTube page. I wrote like 75 fucking songs for this broad, and poetry and everything. You name it, I wrote it, I did it. There's that. All the songs are here. And then I wrote songs from my graphic novel, which also in the graphic novel, it's a basically an autobiography fantasy type thing, because I'm actually in the graphic novel as myself, and it's how YouTube made me famous. All right, so anyway, not that that's happening since I only have 25 of you, but anyway, thank you for paying attention. So I see. I think the ones I wrote, my best ones was like should have been you, should have been me, should have been us, should have been we. That's one that I sent her, and I think the other one was Our First Snow, because we got together in 2008, and it was like a really, no, excuse me, 2007, or it was between 2007 and 8, and we got together and we had that really big fucking snow, and I went all the way from my house to her house, dug her out so she wouldn't be late for work, and there was nothing I wouldn't do for her. To this day, it's probably something I still wouldn't do for her if I could legally speak to her, but I can't. So anyway, so I sent her these things, and they came, like I said, they came back at me in May, and my court was in like June, and like I said, I never wanted to end, but it happens, without reason, without nothing, now it ended like 2 years before that, I think. No, I went in the Army in 2010, going on 2011, something like that. Well, whenever I went in the Army, it was pretty much over. So it was never over for me because I love her, and I thought that, hey, okay, well, if I just keep holding that torch, she'll come back. Yeah, with a vengeance in court. So I go to court. I give you the court story, and then I'm gonna go to something else before I start crying about the love that should have never happened if it was gonna be this bad. Okay, so I go to court. I'm sitting there, and there's another court case going on, which I'm not gonna divulge because that was like some violent stuff that happened at Martha Jefferson Hospital, and only the judge really knows because my case came up. He got tired of their case was like really overdrawn. So he's like, I'm gonna stop y'all for a second and move to the next case. And the next case, cause I can tell this is gonna be a fucking doozy. So he called her name. I'm not gonna say it on here because it might get me arrested. But he called her name. If y'all know me, y'all know who the hell she is. So he called her name like 3 times, and he called my name. And as a vet, I know procedure very well. So I went up to the case and the bench. Because you have that spot where you're allowed to go without crossing that little threshold where the bailiff's gonna beat your ass. So I'm standing at the line, and I'm standing in, not parade rest, but I'm standing basically in attention, but more ghetto attention. So he's calling her name. He says, "Do you see her out here?" I said, "No, sir, I do not see her out here." He said, "Well, where is she?" And he's like, "What color is the girl?" I said, "Oh, well, she's Korean." He's like, "Well, this name does not sound Korean." I said, "Oh, well, she's also adopted." I said, "That's her American name." She's like, "What?" It's like, it's a long story. She's like, "Son, let me talk to you real fast. Every man in their life, and this is for all you guys who are like this asshole on Kind Watch Daily, and it's for me too, because love do make you do exceptionally stupid fucking shit. Not just Romeo and Juliet shit, but like worse. I wasn't at the Romeo and Juliet shit, but I wasn't worse. I was pretty bad, but not to the point where I would bring harm to her, but it was like bringing harm towards myself. Alright, so, he said, "Son, I read your text messages. I can't remember if he said he listened to my songs." So he goes, "These were not threatening messages. They weren't threatening messages. I can see that you love her by the messages. I can see the hurt in your face. I can look at your eyes and see your soul is like destroyed by this shit. What broke y'all up?" And I ain't gonna lie, I was crying in front of the judge, at least 3 tears. Started like building up, and then one of them came down my face. I said, "Sir, if I knew what happened, we wouldn't be in the situation. Because those rings that I had just showed you guys would have been on her fucking finger. And it wasn't like I got the actual opportunity to get down on my knees and beg her for her hand in marriage to make me the happiest man on earth or the universe. Because she was the happiest time in my life." Now, I explained to him, we broke up, but there was never a reason. And I told him, I never raised my voice at her. I never disrespected her or her family. I never treated her like dog shit. If she called me and my car didn't work, I would fucking walk or run while I had the ability to run to her. And it might take me some time to get there, but I fucking got there. Because that's what you're supposed to do when you love somebody. Now, my mistake, as I told the judge, I said maybe I loved her too much. Now, I didn't know that you could do such a thing. But I was always taught when you love somebody, if you truly love them, you're supposed to love them with your heart and soul. And I did. I kind of still do. I'm not going to lie about it. I moved on by force, not by course. Had it my way, the shit would have never ended. But that's not how it works. You can't have a one-sided relationship where you're the only one in love, because that's what fucks you up. So moving back on to what the judge said, yeah, son, I can't arrest you because you didn't threaten her. I can't send you to jail for nothing. You didn't threaten her life or anything like that. But I can hold this over your head for the rest of your life. That's basically what he said. So my advice to you is to, 1, let her go and love her from afar. And whatever you do, don't make no contact with her or none of her family. Alright? That was cool. It's like, don't give her back any of her stuff you got. Either burn it or keep it, which I have. I haven't burnt it. I still have it. And yeah, I will always have it because I'm not going to make the attempt of doing any fucking thing stupid that's going to put me behind bars. Because as much as I love her, I love my fucking freedom more. And I've been talking to other girls and I've been catfished and I might be getting catfished again as we speak. And the bad things just keep happening to me. And that's just a fact of life. No, it's like God put me here to be the magnetic pole for everything evil to happen to me. All right. So as I'm talking with the judge, and I'm crying and shit. He's like, man, I feel your pain. It's like I once was a young man who loved a girl who just didn't love me, but she was woman enough to tell me to my face. And he said, maybe about 4 or 5 years, I got over it, and I found my wife. And when I found my wife, everything changed. He said, then the girl decided that she wanted to come back into my life. The problem was, she had got so fucked up on shit that, you know, I was the only good thing she had. And then she didn't have that anymore because I found happiness in my wife. He said, I don't know what happened to her after that. I no longer give a damn. He said, you will go through this point in your time when you will reach that point where you will no longer give a damn about her. And I looked that judge in the face and I said, sir, with all due respect, I hear what you're saying. I don't think I'll ever stop loving her. He said, no, you'll never stop loving her. But you will find someone who will love you as much as you love her, and the script will flip. He said, so you just keep doing what you're doing and stay as far away from her as possible. Because if she calls me back one more time for you harassing her in any way, shape, or form, if it's Facebook, if it's any social media whatsoever, if it's something about you harassing her or mentioning her name or anything like that, I can pretty much have you locked up. Now, there is some loopholes in that. Alright? Because one, you cannot arrest someone for dedicating a movie or a book to you. And if you've seen my 7 episodes of Guardians of the Earth, I dedicated to my 2 late fathers and her, and I dedicated, episode or 2 to a drill sergeant who had faith in me who died in a car wreck. And to his family, and sorry for their loss. I will not name them just for the sake that, this is still fresh for them, because not too long after they lost their dad, I lost mine. So, and I know as much as it kills me at 44 to think about my dad, like daily, these kids lost their dad at 12 and 14. And to them, I salute them. Loss is some painful shit, alright? But when it comes down to hurting the person you supposedly love, if you're trying to hurt them, you don't love them. It's all about you, alright? And that's not how relationships work. So for 18 minutes and some change, I just gave you a heartfelt story of my life. I'm sorry if it has offended anyone, and if she's watching, well, you did this. So you shouldn't be watching. Because if you're watching, you're also going against the law in which you fucking caused. But I forgive you. So, since I can't say her name, just know that I forgive you. I forgive you for destroying my life. I forgive you for shattering my dreams. I hope wherever you are, if you're watching, that you are at peace with yourself. And that you are happy. And that you know that deep down inside, you are worthy of being loved. If not by me, then by somebody else. So please stay safe, and may God protect you always. I'm James Williams Jr. That was for her. I'm James Williams Jr. This is for you. This is comfort number 2. Be seeing you.